Hi everyone, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? If you can give me a yes in the chat box or a thumbs up, please. Am I audible to everyone? It'll be lovely to hear and read back from everyone, please. Hello, am I audible? Please give me a yes. Thank you, Asha. Amazing. Thank you, Disha. So lovely to read from you. Thank you very much. So I hope I'm audible to everyone else as well. Deepak, would you want to wait for maybe 2 minutes more and then we can begin? Let's wait for 2 minutes. Great. So, till the time we have more members join in, those who are already here request you all to settle in well. So, you can get a journal, a pen, and a bottle of water. So, you stay hydrated throughout today's session. And you can take down notes whenever and whatever required. So, it'll be lovely if you can all settle in well, please. Chaitanya, are you sure I'm not audible? Am I audible to everyone else? Everyone else, am I audible? Please give me a yes or a thumbs up. Thank you, Disha again. Chaitanya, request you to please check your connectivity or maybe rejoin the session. It'll be lovely.
Can we have the names of the children also?
Yes. Perfect. So what we will do is we will begin with today's session and then we can probably do a quick catch up with everyone. So yes, perfect. With that, we can begin. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session on Soul Sensei. We're extremely happy to have you all here. While we'll wait for another minute or two, those who are already here request you all to settle in well. So you can get a journal, a pen to take down notes, and a bottle of water or a glass of water so you stay hydrated throughout today's session. Just wanting to do a quick catch up with everyone. How's everyone feeling? So if you just have one word to share in the chat box that at this very moment, how are we doing? Please feel free, but just one word. It can be anything and everything. Excited, curious, nervous, inquisitive, tired, lazy, sleepy, hungry, angry, lethargic, excited, inquisitive, anything and everything. Ready to learn, says Disha. Amazing. Satisfied, Meenu. Nice, says Monica. Amazing. So lovely. Let's hear more from everyone. Please, let's make today as interactive as we can, as today's session is going to be extremely beautiful, powerful, and life-changing. So let's all bring in that energy into today's session. How are we doing? Let's hear more responses. Let's read more in the chat box. So I'm personally very inquisitive. Would want to know from everyone else. Also, how many of you are children over here and how many of you are parents? If you can all share in the chat box in terms of if you're a child or a parent who's attending. We would love to know so that, okay, so Chaitanya is a child over here. Lovely Chaitanya. Welcome to today's session. Would love to know from everyone else. Meenu, Kavita, Disha. Kavita says you're a teacher. Oh, lovely. The best possible way to pass it down to the kids. Amazing. Would love to read from others as well. How many of you are kids and how many of you are... Disha says teacher. Joshna says parent. Amazing. Lovely. Would anyone else like to share if they're a child or they're a parent who are attending? Homemaker with your kid. Oh, lovely. So good, Geetu, to be sitting with your child and attending today's session. I think that's amazing. Meenu says you're a healer. Lovely. Welcome to today's session. Would anyone else like to share? It'll be lovely to read back from everyone. Great. So with that, I think we can begin with today's session. So can someone still join this? Yes, Harsimran, anyone and everyone can still join this. We're about to begin. You can immediately share the link with the concerned person and you can ask as many people to join in. It's more the merrier and we will wait for 1 minute if you'd like. But please, you can ask the concerned person to join. So yes, with that, let's begin. Hi everyone and welcome to today's session. My name is Pooja Anandani and I'm from Team Soul Sensei and I'll be here throughout the session for anything and everything that you need. Asha, if you can just help Harsimran, please. Before we start, I'd encourage everyone to please turn on your cameras. It'll really help us to be able to elevate today's session energy and create an atmosphere of sharing, learning, and pumping that energy. Also, it'll help build a connection between you and the guide, that is Deepak Ji for today. He'll be able to read, see, and understand who is joining the session. It'll help him to be able to take the session in that direction. It'll be lovely if you can see everyone smiling, gorgeous faces. Honestly, it gets a little difficult chatting with the plain black boxes. So, if you can have smiles on, that'll be lovely. So, for people who are new to Soul Sensei, our goal at Soul Sensei is to make every session a safe and supportive space where you can ask freely, share openly, and receive abundantly and leave feeling lighter, calmer, and more happier. So, I'll just share today's session flow. We'll begin with a quick introduction followed by the session led by our guide. Post that, the floor is open for question and answers. Please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. We will try to answer as many questions as possible at the end of today's session. So our today's session is led by our amazing soul sensei, Deepak, on Gita lessons for children. So I take great privilege and honor in sharing about Deepak. Deepak is a Dharma and Gita inspired parenting coach who's been guiding parents for over 15 extensive years. Drawing from the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, Deepak helps parents raise emotionally grounded and value centered children. His sessions are always so heartfelt, relatable, and filled with practical tools to bring calmer connection and clarity into everyday parenting. I am also delighted to share that Deepak is a proud author of the book Wisdom Tales from the Gita for Children. That book is a fabulous book. It's a delightful collection of adventurous stories where young readers literally get to uncover timeless teachings from the Bhagavad Gita in a very playful, easy, and understandable manner. So, with that said, if you need anything during this session, please feel free to drop a message on the chat box. Team Soul Sensei and I are here for you. With that said, over to you, Deepak, and I hope everyone has an amazing session.
Thank you, Pooja. Am I audible?
Perfect. Deepak, you.
Thank you, Pooja. You make life so much easier for me. So I was hoping that I would see more children than parents, but I think there are more parents than children. So maybe is your child with you, or you're learning this so that you could teach your children? So I just hope there are more children because my orientation towards the program will change in case there are more parents and less children. So I just want to be sure that we have good number of children also. It's okay if they are sitting with their parents, but I just want to know if they are there. If they're not there, no problem. Then we will orient more towards parents. So I just want to know that in the chat box, if you can tell me if your child is with you or not, that's important. So Pooja, if you can just look at the numbers, how many children do we have?
Yes, I am. So we have a few children. Kavita says, Manisha says no. So Kavita has few children with us.
Okay. So we have very few children,
One
right?
child, Chaitanya says one child. Geeta has a son, Heyansh. I believe a child, Heyansh, is here as well. Geetu with Heyansh. Um, Isha says no. I guess we have a mix then.
Okay. Okay, so we'll run with
Great.
this. So thank you very much. Welcome to this program. As we are a very small group, we can talk to each other. We can ask questions. We can clarify things. Okay. So why Gita? Now, this is a question for parents, not so much for children. Why do you feel the need to learn Gita and teach Gita to your children? If you can put in the chat box or you want to unmute yourself and speak, I'll be very happy to hear. So, why you are taking out time to understand the Gita for your children? Anybody?
You can raise your hands on Zoom itself and we will unmute you. And Disha says
Sorry, it's a way of.
it's a way of life, says Disha. Nirav says learn good lesson, and Meenu says its frequency gradually changes our lives.
Wow, this is profound. Thank you for sharing. So, I've written a book which is called Wisdom Tales from the Gita for Children, and I was quite fascinated by Gita when I understood that there are some things in the Gita which can really help children become much better in life. And I thought it's best to share it with them. And the way it's presented is presented in a very friendly manner. It's got animals, stories from the forest, just to make the subject more interesting, more absorbing, more engaging for children. So, before we get into what is Gita, let me give you a background. Okay. Firstly, do you know in which month Gita was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Can you guess the month of the year when Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna? Can you guess the month? You can put in the chat box. Let me see whether you you remember the month or not. Yeah.
December says
Yes.
Meenu.
Yes,
October,
December.
November, 15th century, Manisha says.
It was spoken 5,000 years back, and Gita was spoken in the month of December. So, Gita Jayanti is celebrated every year, practically in December. So, that is the reason, one of the reasons why we're talking about Gita in this very month. So, a background about Gita. So, two families, Pandavas and Kauravas, same family in one sense, from the Yadav dynasty, and they are fighting for their rights, okay, for Hastinapur and practically the whole world. And they tried everything to resolve their differences, but it didn't work out. So it was decided that they will go to war on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is in the north of India. And the war was about to start. And that's when Arjuna tells Krishna that I have decided not to fight. And I have decided to leave this battlefield and go and stay in the forest and chant your names, meditate on you, and beg. And I'm sure this is a wise thing to do. And Krishna was not happy with his decision. And that's when he spoke the Gita. And that's what transformed Arjuna to change his mind and fight the war. So Krishna told him, you are a warrior. You need to fight. That's your duty. Don't run away from your duty. It's like a student, he's in the examination hall and he suddenly gets up and he goes to his teacher and says, you know what? I don't want to write this exam. Okay. So Krishna spoke the Gita, explaining to Arjuna that as a student has a duty to study and give exams and do many more things as a student. Similarly, as a warrior, your job is to fight. It's okay if you lose, but you need to fight. So this was spoken more than 5,000 years ago in the north of India on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now we'll get into what does Gita say? What did Krishna tell Arjuna? So we'll be talking about a few principles and we'll do it in a way that is interactive, that's engaging. And if you have children around you, please involve them in the activity. Okay. So now children go to school to learn math, science, geography, and obviously these subjects make children smart. What does Gita do? Gita makes children wise. And when children are smart and when children are wise, smart and wise, they become great. So, smartness and wiseness leads to greatness. So, we just don't want children to be smart, we want them to be wise also. And studying scriptures like the Gita will make them wiser. So, okay, let's take a fruit break. Okay, so uh, I want you all to participate in this. Okay. So now I typically ask children, which fruit is this? So you can put in the chat box, think like a child. You all have children in you, okay? So try to bring out the child in you and participate in this activity, because if you're going to do this with your child or your children, you need to learn how to do this, okay? So which fruit is this?
Orange, orange, orange,
Okay,
orange.
okay, good. Uh, which fruit is this? Well, it's not very complicated. Okay.
Papaya, papaya, papaya.
Now, there are many fruits, apples, oranges, mangoes, and the orange and the papaya, they are very good friends. They go to school together, they play together, and they love each other. And the orange goes to his mother and says, Mama, I want to be a papaya. Okay. Because he loves the papaya. Now, can he be a papaya? What do you think? Obviously, he cannot be a papaya, right? So, what Gita says is that everybody is so uniquely gifted and crafted by the Lord that you can't be somebody else. You know, that's the reason your fingerprint does not match with anybody else's fingerprint on this planet. Face recognition, it doesn't match with anybody else's face on the planet. So, God has made you so unique, you need to discover your uniqueness. Okay, so let me ask you a little tougher question. Okay, now this is for parents, huh? Now you tell me, what is this? Okay, now can you guess what this is? If you can guess this, I will salute you for your expertise in botany. What do you think this is? Oh, this is not a chiku. This is not a fruit. Okay, this is not a fruit. Okay,
Someone says chickpeas.
no, it's not a chickpea. It's a seed. Okay, now which seed is this?
Beetle nut, a whole beetle nut.
No, 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 no. Okay, it starts with an A. Avocado,
Avocado.
Chaitanya. Yes, right. This is an avocado seed. Now, children are like a seed when they are born. Like how a gardener gets a seed. What does a gardener do when he gets a seed or she gets a seed? He first understands which seed it is. So I understood it's an avocado seed. The next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to understand what does the avocado need to grow. So it needs more sunlight, it needs more water, it needs this particular manure, this particular kind of soil, and then I provide that. I nurture it according to that, and then it grows into a nice, big, tastier avocado. I cannot produce an orange out of this seed. I cannot produce any other fruit, any other vegetable. This will only become an avocado, right? So in the Gita, Krishna says, you're born as a seed with some qualities, some ingredients. You need to discover it and not invent it. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. Okay, so Gita says you're uniquely gifted. Okay, um, now you see some children, they love to dance. Okay, some children hate to dance, right? Some children love to play soccer. Some children prefer to be indoors. Yeah. Oh, nothing wrong with my child if he's indoors most of the time. Some children love to read. Oh, my child is a voracious reader. I hear parents say, he just doesn't leave the book. Some children love to write. Maybe they are future authors. Yeah. Some children love to perform drama. Some children hate to go on stage. right? Some children love to sing. Some children love to swim, right? So every child is uniquely gifted. And as a parent, it's my job to find out what seed is my child born with. Some children like to play with other children. Some children like to play alone. Some children like to be with nature. Some children like to be at home. So children are all different, and it is absolutely perfectly okay that they are different. Now, let me ask you a question. Okay. Suppose there was a competition between the cheetah, the elephant, the monkey. It's an Olympic competition. And if the cheetah has to win a medal, which competition do you think the cheetah should win in, should participate in to win a gold medal? Can you put in the chat box? What do you think? Running, yes, Disha, you're right. Yes, Monica, racing, yes. If you want the elephant to win a gold medal, which competition do you think the elephant should take part in? Fighting? No, there's nothing called fighting. Or wrestling, you mean to say? Okay, weightlifting, yes, Josna, right. Boxing, yes, right. Weightlifting, Arya, wonderful. Yes, so, and what about the monkey? If the monkey has to win, what do you think the monkey should take part in so that the monkey wins a gold medal? Come on. Can the monkey win jumping? Yes, jumping, climbing, high jump. If you want the monkey to win, it has to be the high jump. Now, it was so easy for you to identify the strengths of the cheetah, the elephant, and the monkey. All children are uniquely gifted. What are you good at? What do you love doing? Now, children need to answer this question. What are they good at? And what do they love doing? I'm telling you, I meet so many grown ups who do not know what they're good at. They know what is good around, but what are they good at is something we need to discover early, and that is what the parents need to do. That is what the children need to do. So, children, tell me, what are you good at? I want to know in the chat box. If somebody asks you, what are you good at? What will you say? Cycling, reading. Arya says reading. Okay. Parents, you could write for your children. Kavita says, I didn't understand. Meditation. Minu says meditation. Wonderful. Yes. Coding. Wow. That's good. Yes. Wonderful. So, understanding and identifying what you're good at is the starting point of the Gita. Everything starts from, thank you, Manisha, reading, Gitu, cycling, art, wonderful. So, my daughter is an artist. We discovered that by accident when she was in the 8th grade. When I entered a room at 6 in the morning, because her lights were on, there was some noise from her room. And we entered a room, we saw her doing art at 6 in the morning, and she didn't realize how time passed. And we realized that she was doing good in art, and today she is one of the senior designers in one of India's top design agencies, and she's 25 years old. So I can see the linkage between a child who's good at something and making a career out of that. And fortunately, today we have a lot of opportunities for children to experiment and try new things. Thank you. Time to play. Okay. So now is some time to play, and we're going to play a small game. And I'm going to be using a dice. Okay. Right? Now we're going to divide ourselves into two teams, the odds and the evens, and you need to select, are you the odd, you prefer the odds or you prefer the even? Okay. So in the chat box, you can just write odd, even. So when I throw the dice and the number which appears on the screen decides who gets the points. Okay. So quickly, odds or even in the chat box. Okay. So Josna says odd. Arya says even. Neerav says odds. Okay, I'm also confused. Okay, I'm sorry. Even. Kavita says even. Meenu says even. Okay, so it's more even, less odds. Okay, so let me just throw the dice and let's see what comes. Okay.
Deepak, would you like to stop the screen share for a minute so we can see the dice better?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes. I'm a little don't understand the
Perfect. Now you can please throw it.
Okay, so can I see myself? Where am I? Yeah. Okay, so you can see the dice. Yeah. So I'm going to throw it. What's the number?
Odd number one.
Oh, one. So the odds have got 10 points. Okay, let's do one more round. What's the number?
Number two, even.
Okay, so now it's 10-10. Let's do one last round and let's see who wins. Okay.
Odd it is, number five.
Number five. So it's odd again. Let's do one more. Okay.
Number
It's
four, even.
okay, so it's equal, 20 points each to odds and even. Now the last round, okay?
It is an even number, number four.
Okay, so even has won the competition. Thank you. So what did we learn from this? What's the connection of Gita to this? Can you all guess what could be the connection of Gita to this? Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so you all played snakes and ladders, right? And imagine you are at 92 and you have a dice in your hand, and at 94, you have a snake who's staring at you. And you don't want a two, you don't mind a one, you don't mind a three, you don't mind a four, five, six, but you don't want a two. And all your friends are praying that you should get a two. And you roll the dice, it goes high up in the air, and it falls on the board, and it's a two. And all your friends are happy and they're screaming, and you're extremely down, and you move from 96 down to 22, but you continue playing the game. You don't leave the game. You continue throwing the dice. And that's what Krishna says in the Gita, that sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you get good marks, sometimes you don't get good marks. Sometimes you get a medal, sometimes you don't get a medal. Sometimes your teacher talks to you nicely and compliments you. Sometimes she reprimands you. Sometimes you get to eat pizza at home. Sometimes you get to eat dal chawal at home. But Krishna says, life is like that. Ah, life is like that only. Sometimes you'll feel good. Sometimes you'll feel bad. Sometimes you'll get good marks. Sometimes you get less marks. Then what do we do? He says, play life the way you play snakes and ladders. Don't leave the game. Continue playing. Continue throwing the dice. Maybe not in this game. Maybe in the next game you will win. If not the next game, maybe the game after that. Continue playing the game. So let me ask you another question. Okay. Now this question is for parents. Okay. Now, parents, tell me, this is a ball made of mud. Okay. And this is a rubber ball. Okay. Now, if your child, what would you like your child to be? Like a mud ball or like a rubber ball in the chat box. And why would you like your child to be a rubber ball, a mud ball, or a rubber ball? Okay. Disha says depends. Okay, I understand. You like your child to be a mud ball. Okay, wonderful. What else? Anybody for the rubber ball, mud ball? The smiley ball, okay. Archana, sponge ball. Chaitanya says sponge ball. Okay. So now both the balls are good. But if your child gets less marks or poor marks in his or her report card, when your child is got has lost a medal or has lost a competition which they have practiced very hard for, in that context, now I'm asking, would you like your child to be a mud ball or a rubber ball? Now you can change your answer if you want to. Okay. You would like your child to be a mud ball. Okay, wonderful. I would like to know from you, Disha, why would you like the child to be a mud ball? Mm. And why would you like your child to be a rubber ball? Josna says rubber ball. Disha says quality of adaptation. Wonderful. Yes, a mud ball adapts. You're very right. I can make this into something rectangular. Yes, it's very flexible. Very right. Right. While this is not too flexible. But when the child gets good marks, they feel extremely elated, they feel extremely high. When they experience a low in life, maybe bad marks, loss of medal, loss of confidence, loss of friendship, and from this state, they move down to a lower state. So when a mud ball falls from the top to the bottom, it remains at the bottom and it might break also. While a rubber ball, when it falls, it bounces back. So both the balls are very important, but in this context, Krishna says be like a rubber ball, bounce back in life. Don't be like a mud ball who will break. So Krishna says in the Gita, you can see my screen? Pooja, can you see my screen?
Not yet, Deepak. Perfect.
So Krishna says, so for example, if you see Krishna's pastimes also in Vrindavan, he was busy playing the flute and stealing butter and playing with his friends. And then there were days when he was fighting with the demons and the Rakshasas and the Asuras. Now he bounced back. After fighting, he would bounce back. And this is what he expects from children. That's okay if you lose a game, it's okay if you lose some marks, but continue playing the game. Now that's this message, the second message of the Gita, which Krishna wants children to understand. Okay, let me ask you to solve this. Okay, it's like match the following. You need to say A matches with which number, B matches with which number. So in the chat box, please write down what the answer is according to you. Okay, quickly, come on. I didn't win a medal this time. What does Krishna expect you to do? Yes, Pooja. Yes. Nirav, A2, wonderful. My friend didn't speak to me today. I'm so disappointed. Yes, we are sad for sure. What do we do? C4, yes. Make an attempt to talk to my friend again. That's what is meant by bouncing back. Okay, my drawing was not chosen. My drawing was not chosen. C. 4. Make a new drawing. Yes, right. And I dropped the ball and missed a catch. D2. Yes, thank you. We'll try for a no, pick it up and keep playing. I drop the ball and I pick it up and I keep playing. So these are ways we can explain to children how they can bounce back in life. What Krishna says is perfectly okay to feel sad, but it's not okay to remain sad for a long time. Keep on moving. Yes. Time for some drama. Okay, are you ready? Okay. So I'm going to be expressing something and you need to guess what am I expressing. Okay? In the chat box. Okay? Yeah. What do you think I'm expressing? Excited. Yes. Thank you, Archana. Excitement, Nirav. Thank you. Joyful. Wonderful. Joy. Okay. Now the second expression. What do you think I'm expressing? Surprised. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Nirav. Happiness. Yes. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay. What do you think I'm expressing? Am I happy? Sad. Okay. I think I'm not looking happy. Lazy. Okay. Thinking. Okay. Sometimes in the classroom, when a child is sitting like this, what does it mean? Bored. Yes. Yes, I'm possibly bored. Okay. Thank you. So, let's do some homework. Okay. Parents, y'all make your children do a lot of homework. I'm going to make you do some homework now. Okay. Can you find out the opposites out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words? Come on, quickly. Let me see if you can get the opposites. Love, hate. Thank you, Nirav. Yes. Sleepy. Okay. Yes. Okay. Peaceful, disturbed. Wonderful, Nirav. Yes. Love, hate, happy, sad. Yes. Pain, pleasure. Yes. Wonderful, Namrata. Thank you. Peaceful, disturbed. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So these are opposites. Krishna says in the Gita, life is all about opposites. We'll experience opposites in life. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad, sometimes we are low, sometimes we are elated, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's summer, sometimes it's winter, sometimes it's rainy, sometimes it's dry. Krishna says this is life. Now, can you guess what this child is expressing? Come on, in the chat box. What do you think the child is expressing? Anger. Wonderful. What about this child? Annoyed. Yes. What about this child? Happy. Thank you, Minu. Thank you, Anda. What about this child? Gratitude. Yes. What about this child? Thinking. Yes. It's a very unique emotion. Yes. Shock. Yes. What about this child? Sad. Yes, Minu. Sad. Kavita. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. What about, yeah. So now Krishna says that, let me just, okay, so can you see me? Can you see me? What am I doing?
Yes, we can.
What am I doing?
You have an umbrella behind you?
Why is the umbrella not being seen?
Only on your face. There's a camera setting. That's
Ah, right, right, okay. So, Krishna says use the umbrella. Why does he say use the umbrella? Okay, I want to know this from the parents. Why does Krishna say use the umbrella? Protection shield from? Protect yourself from the rain. Yes, when it's raining, I use the umbrella. Okay. Okay. When do I use this? When it's winter, to protect myself from the cold. And when do I use this? To protect myself from the heat. So Krishna says the weather is going to keep on changing. Sometimes it's summer, sometimes it's winter, sometimes it's raining. Don't complain about the weather. Oh, it's raining, mom. What do I do? Take the umbrella. Oh, it's too cold, mama. Wear your winter clothes. Mama, it's too hot. Wear the cap. Because the weather is not in our hands. What's in our hands are these things. So Krishna says, face the weather head on. Weathers will keep on changing. Don't complain about the weather. Today I got less marks. Today I got more marks. Today I got a medal. I didn't get a medal. You need to learn, we all need to learn how to deal with the weather, which is going to be changing constantly. Okay, so far so good. We will move on to the next thing, what Krishna is trying to tell us.
you will have to share your screen again.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hmm. Time to cook. Okay, so now let's make a pizza. Okay, I'm sure we have some wonderful cooks over here. So let me look at what are the ingredients we need to make a pizza, right? So in the chat box, can you tell me what things are required to bake a nice, yummy pizza, right? So come on, let me see what we get. So I'm getting pizza bread, wonderful menu, yes. So I've got pizza bread. What else do I need? I need some veggies. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of vegetables. I'm getting some sauce. I'm getting some cheese. Wonderful. So I've got the base. I've got the tomato sauce. I've got the vegetables. I've got the cheese. And I put them in the oven. Okay. And now I take it out from the oven after maybe 10-15 minutes and I slice it and I put it in my mouth and I feel that this pizza is not tasting right. What do you think is missing? Salt, yes. Salt is missing. See, we didn't think of the salt. We didn't think of the salt, but salt is an important ingredient. Now, Krishna says in the Gita that everything is important. Everything. Because without salt, you cannot cook anything other than sweets. So Krishna says everything is important. So let's do one small homework. Now these are different letters, alphabets. Let's see how many names you can make from these alphabets. And these names are Vedic personalities. Okay. So ये Vedic personalities है. आपको इन शब्दों से आपको वैदिक पर्सनैलिटीज के नाम बनाने हैं. Okay, so quickly, let me see how many you can get in 60 seconds time. Okay, quickly. And you can put in the chat box as and when you get some. Ram, Hanuman, Lakshman, Shiv, wow, wow. Krishna, Valmiki, wonderful. Hanuman, wonderful. I think you've got more than me. Sita, wonderful. Ram, wonderful. Okay, so let me give you the answers which I got. Ram, Krishna, Lakshman, Hanuman, Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Lakshmi, Indra, Surya. Thank you. Now, for example, I take out the alphabet A from here and I say A is not important. Will we be able to make Krishna? Will we be able to make Ram, Hanuman, Indra, Surya, Rama, Lakshman? Just one alphabet A also plays such an important role that God Himself cannot make His own name without it. So, what Krishna says that I have made everything and everything has value. Please respect every alphabet. Please respect every color. Please respect every animal. Like the way Lord Ram respected the squirrel. When Hanuman said, please get out of the way, you are a stumbling block on our path to make this bridge. And Lord Ram chastised Hanuman, saying, no, the squirrel is playing her part in making the bridge. Krishna loved cows. When his mother told Krishna that, you need to wear shoes, Krishna said, if you want me to wear shoes, you need to make shoes for my cows too. So Krishna thought of his cows too. So, like this, we need to teach children to respect everybody. They generally respect the principal, they generally respect the teachers, they generally respect people whom they love, but people who matter less, like the school bus driver, it could be the plumber who comes home, it could be the electrician, it could be anybody insignificant, the one who cleans their bathroom in school, the security guard. Children need to learn to respect people who don't matter more to them. So Krishna, through his example, taught us that we should respect everybody, right up to the smallest creature on this planet. Okay. Now, the last thing of the class today, of the talk today, and I'm going to show you something and let me see how good you are at it. Okay, let me stop, share the screen. Okay, so what is this? Can you guess what is this? I'm going to make it a little difficult for you.
Deepak, we honestly can't see much because of the camera view, no? Yes. It's a coconut tree on the chat box.
Who said that?
Joshna.
Wow.
Namrata says a plant.
It's a plant, but it's a coconut tree. I mean, it's a sapling, which is going to soon, not soon, but in some time, become a coconut tree, right? So when we got this home, it was a little smaller than this, and we've been growing it. And I'm sure in some time, in not some time, in possibly uh, in a long time, it will become into a big tree and will give us coconuts one day. It has to move from my house to the farm, but that's what it will give. That's the promise of the coconut plant. So when we got it, it was just a sapling. And then it started growing, started giving leaves, and slowly it'll start growing into a tree with a bigger stem, with branches, with bigger leaves, small coconuts. So the Krishna says in the Gita, when a plant grows, how do you know a plant is growing? When the plant is growing, the plant gives. It gives leaves, it gives flowers, it gives fruits. Similarly, how do we know a child is growing? When a child is growing, it gives. Now, what can a child give? Come on, in the chat box, what can a child give? Happiness, joy, wonderful, yes. A child can give love, yes. Yes, what else can a child give? Respect, wonderful, wonderful, yes. What else can a child give? Satisfaction, love, happiness. Wonderful. So we tell children, maybe you can share your notes. Maybe you can share your knowledge with your friends. Maybe you can share a smile. Maybe you can share your lunchbox with your friends. So, this whole concept of sharing is something Krishna says is very important because in giving, we experience a lot of joy. And when we give, we receive. So, if I give a smile, I receive a smile. If I give my hand, shake hands, I'll receive a hand. So, in fact, Krishna, when his best friend Sudama came to meet him, Sudama was a poor Brahmana and Krishna was the king of Dwarka. And when Sudama came to meet Lord Krishna, he said, I need to give something to my friend. And he had to beg, borrow some chipped rice. And when Krishna saw this chipped rice, his heart melted. He said, my God, this is the most tastiest food I've ever eaten. It was not the rice that was sweet, it was the gesture, it was a thought that melted Krishna's heart. In fact, there's another story when Krishna wanted to, there was a fruit seller who was selling fruits, and Krishna went up to her and said, I want some fruits. So the fruit seller said, what will you give me in return? So he went inside and he got a few grains. And by the time he reached there, all the grains had fallen out of his hands, and he had just a few grains in his hand, which he offered to the fruit seller. The fruit seller was so enamored by Krishna, she said, all these fruits are yours. And then we know that when she went home, her basket was full of jewelry. So, so Krishna has everything. He's God, right? But when we offer something to Krishna, which he has given us, it's like a child, gives something to his parents, and the parent knows that this has come to him or her from them. But this whole thought that I'm giving something to my parents, that is what touches the parents' heart. And that is what touches Krishna's heart. And that is what is the soul of Gita. That if you can give some part of you to the world, to serve the world, to be an instrument of his compassion, of Krishna's love to the world, that is the essence of the Gita. So when your child comes home, we do ask children, what did you do in school? Oh, I did this, I did that. I got this, I got that. I got good marks, I got a medal. Add one more question. What did you give today? What did you share today? So, this habit of asking this question will make the child think, I need to give an answer and I need to give something. So, when an opportunity comes, it could be that he's helping his friend with his homework or he's helping his teacher with something. This whole attitude of giving and sharing will help build the child's character. So, just to quickly recap what we discussed, the first principle is my child is uniquely gifted. Let me discover what my child is good at. Secondly, whatever my child is good at, sometimes he will win, sometimes she will lose, sometimes she will get a gold medal, sometimes she will not get a gold medal, but we continue throwing the dice and playing the game. The weather will keep on changing. Sometimes it's sadness, sometimes it's happiness, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's dry, sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm peaceful, sometimes I'm loving, sometimes I'm hateful, sometimes I'm bored, sometimes I'm excited. It's all normal. Children should feel normal if they're bored. Let's not make it a big thing. Oh, my child is bored. No, it's normal. But taking the umbrella when it's raining, wearing the winter cap when it's snowing, or wearing the cap when it's sunny. We need to do something about it. Just don't sit and say, I'm bored. Do something about it. That's what Krishna says. Then Krishna said that respect everybody. Sometimes we get very proud. Oh, I'm so good. I scored so well. I won this medal. Oh, you are good for nothing. You came last in the race. No, respect everybody because Krishna wants us to be humble, not become proud. Okay. And the last thing is give some part of you to the world because in giving, you will grow. So, thank you very much. Um I have spoken whatever I had to say. Uh, if you have any questions, you have any comments, please feel free to ask. You can raise your hand, you can put in the chat box. We have some time to take some questions.
Would anyone like to share? Would anyone like to ask how are they feeling? What are they taking back from today's session? Would they want to ask anything to Deepak? We have Deepak who is going to answer everyone's questions. Please feel free. This is a safe space. Feel free to share, to ask. The chat box is open. If you like, we'd unmute you. Just raise your hand. Please feel free. There's a question. Meenu asks, how can we deal with self guilty?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. You mean to say when you do something and you feel guilty, it is very normal to feel guilty. It's very normal to repent, but to stay long in repentance or in guilt is not what is suggested by Lord Krishna. He says, if you are in guilt, you are in the past for too long and you are missing out the gifts of the present and the opportunity to get better in the future. So while do repent, because that's something which we need to do to atone for what we have done, but to stay there for too long is taking away the opportunity to get better and to do better for the world. I think I can quite relate to what you're saying because I also spend a lot of time feeling guilty, and it's very easy to speak on this subject rather than practice it. I'm fully with you on this. I'm fully with you on this. But what I have seen is that if you are present, it just allows you to deal with your guilt much better. You can see it more objectively than being in the past for too long and making it into a trauma. So you can try it out. You spend some time, but not too much time, and try to be present to the opportunities, to the experiences, to the feelings, to the situations which are at present, and that will help you to deal with your past in a more objective way, in a much better way. Okay, you can try it out. Thank you.
How do we inculcate discipline in a
Oh, it's a very good question again. So, discipline means that the purpose of discipline is that the child learns and does not repeat the act again. That's the goal of discipline. But sometimes the way we discipline children, they tend to do those things more. So that means it's not working. So if by doing something, if the child is understanding that what I did was wrong and I will not repeat it, then that is disciplining. Otherwise, that is not disciplining the child. How to discipline the child is a subject which we can take offline. There are various ways of disciplining the child. I would suggest a book, How to Talk to Children So That They Listen, and How to Listen to Children So That They Talk by Faber, Adolf Faber. It's a beautiful book, very simple, which teaches you the skills of parenting. Okay, how to talk to children so that they listen, and how to listen to children so that they talk by Adolf Faber. Okay, and there's another book called Positive Discipline. I do not know the name of the author, but very, very good book. Positive Discipline, positive ways of disciplining the child. Thank you. Yes.
Kavita says, thank you so much for the wonderful session on behalf of all the children. They're all there. You can all wave, kids.
Yes, I
So they
also.
all are saying thank you to you.
Thank you very much. I hope you found this session on Gita very interesting, engaging, because Gita is a very serious subject, and I'm trying to make it as playful as possible. In fact, when children come to me and they tell me, give me one message, which I write on the book, and I write play and pray every day. So children should play every day. Even study should be like play. It shouldn't be like, oh, I have to study. Play and pray every day. Thank you very much. I hope you found the session fulfilling, engaging, interesting, and I hope it inspires you to study the Gita, yes, and talk to Krishna.
Great. So thank you so much, Deepak, for such a beautiful yet so playful session. I think we all have gone back to that child, and especially for children, I'm sure we all have been able to relate with today's session to such a profound level, and something as pious as the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you for making it so nice for us. Thank you everyone for joining today's amazing soul session on Soul Sensei. I'd like to share with everyone that Deepak's book, that is Wisdom Tales from the Gita for Children, is available. We're sharing the link on the chat box. If you'd like to purchase a copy, you can please tap on the banner and do purchase it. In the meanwhile, you can stay updated about our upcoming sessions on Soul Sensei by following us on Instagram at Your Soul Sensei, and do download our Soul Sensei app. We have a different variety of sessions with different leaders on one-on-one and group ways. It will be lovely if you can download our app. And yes, in the meanwhile, have a blessed and profound evening ahead, and have an amazing Sunday tomorrow. Thank you everyone for joining today's session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, children. Thank you, parents, for spending so much time with us. Thank you. Bye bye.